Okay. So, okay, I'll give context. Okay, so wait, this is a ranged build. Okay, so for context, I'm talking about this build here, which I made a tweet on and is linked in the Twitch chat. But it's like a build that I've been hard abusing, like mostly on my main account, on all sorts of champions. I think the ones I've been having most success with is like Quinn, Kale, Vayne, Twisted Fate. I've kind of stopped playing Twisted Fate and Vayne just because I don't know, they're feeling a little bit more boring to me, but Kale and Quinn, I'm loving it on. Yeah, I basically used it to get from like this whole climb, like from like 400 to 1000, was like basically all with me with this build. Like hardcore. I mean, you can see from my win rates, like I was like kind of hovering around here for a long time, and then we just like hard abused to climb a load. And yeah, basically this is the build. You can see it linked if you want to like read it properly, but it's basically 3 damage items. Kraken can use PD most of the time, but Terminus like if you really need the pen, and then all the tank move speed items, including selling boots. You basically are relying on Kraken to just carry your damage for the whole game, which it does. But check out the graphic for like the full explanation. Okay, so let's make a tier list of the champions with it. There's a bunch that I know for sure, and there's a bunch that I found surprising. Also, let me know what you guys think while I'm doing it. There's actually so many champions work with this. I think all they really need is to not be CDR reliant, because this build has like no CDR, but they need to be ranged, and most of the ones have some sort of on-hit effect or like move speed buffing effect in some way. But I actually think Ari, even though she gets all her damage from the items, she's like pretty strong early and she has good mobility with her ult. The only thing is she's gonna not have her ult that often. She's gonna not have her ult that often because you get no CDR with the build, and I think AD Ari is like very reliant on ult. Ashe, I actually think does work. I actually think Ashe is like super good with this build in terms of damage, like super good. The only issue is that playing Ashe top lane is like, you are just going to get ganked like 500 times, and you can't really do anything about it. And you don't scale like as good as other champs as well, because even late game, you're still vulnerable. Like you still do, it's not like Twisted Fate where like, okay, they gank you, but you can like sprint out with a gold card. Like you only have ult, and your ult is going to be on a long cooldown because you don't have any CDR. Akshan, I played a bunch with this. I'm actually terrible at Akshan, but I think he's like one of the best users of this, like maybe even the best. Like probably not the best. Actually, I don't know whether to put him S or A. Like he is so good because even though his attack speed ratio is like trash, like all his attacks are like double attacks, you know what I mean? So he stacks Ginsies and Kraken insanely quickly, and then just like his damage just doesn't run out. I think he's S. Yeah, I think he might be S as well. I'm just not good at Akshan, so like I haven't been having as much success with him, but I actually think he's insanely good. And you get like, you scale, you're good early, your one item spike with Kraken is amazing, and then yeah, you don't really fall off either. Janna, okay, this we actually played and it was actually not bad. Like Janna was actually pretty decent. She has on hit, look, she has permanent move speed boost, which is great for the build, and she has on hit equal to 30% of her bonus move speed when this build is like stacking move speed. So she has like permanent on hit built into her kit. And because she's a support, she has insane self-peel. Like you can shield yourself, which is great for trading. If enemy tries to engage on you, you can Q. Like you can, like any champion with a dash, like Camille or Next, and they try and dash on you, you just Q them like as they're dashing towards you. And then your ult is like for emergencies, also pretty nice. And then her W is like, it's such a good trade pattern. Like you just walk up to enemy, your W auto, they don't really have that much counterplay in lane. Only thing is she has no mobility, but like, it doesn't necessarily matter if you have other things. Like Twisted Fate has no mobility, but he's still really good. Dude, Ivern, I haven't even thought about Ivern. Because Daisy applies on hits, doesn't she? I don't know how it interacts with Kraken though. If Ivern attacks and then Daisy attacks, I don't know how it interacts. Like if it resets the Kraken proc, or if it does too. But I'm gonna put it in Janna tier for now. But it actually might even be better. No, I'm gonna put Janna down one. Okay, let's I need to separate the tiers a bit more. I put Janna down one and I put these down two because they still work. No, but these are better than D. No, we do it like this. We do it like this. Okay. Kai'Sa works with this. The only issue is that like, I think AP Kai'Sa is just better. I feel like there's no reason to go this build when AP Kai'Sa is just better in top lane. Like you don't have really good dash, you don't have really good self-peel, and you don't scale into as long range. Like you have to get too close to champions, so I just don't think it's worth it. But I think it is still playable. Callista, I think, is also decent. You have to be really good to be able to play Callista, but I think it is like definitely solid. The only issue with Callista is you often want to rush. You probably have to go Berserker Greaves. But I think Callista is actually a step up. I don't think Callista makes as good use of the move speed though, because she's dashing. Like, does her dash speed increase with move speed? I don't think it does, right? Wait, the range and speed are modified by the tier of the boots. Yeah, so I'm not sure it's 100% good. So I think it's still going to be the same as Kai'Sa. But like, I'm not 100% sure. Kennen. Dude, Kennen is super good with this. Kennen, I've been playing a bunch with this. Kennen E, without going lethal tempo, just lets you exceed the attack speed cap. So you get up to 80% bonus attack speed, which is insane amounts of attack speed. For 4 seconds, you'll have insane attack speed, and then the cooldown of it is only 6 seconds, so it's basically permanent uptime. Alright, next. Okay, Kayle is S tier with this build. Kayle is like the champion I've been doing insane with. She is kind of weak early, but she just scales so insanely good. She has attack speed built into her kit, she has on-hit built into her kit, she has execute built into her kit, she has self-peel built into her kit. Like, the only issue with Kayle is the early game, but I think this scales differently to AP Kayle. Like, you have less burst late game, obviously, but you still have insane DPS and you're way tankier. So I'm only playing tank Kayle now, or not tank, but like Bruiser Kayle. Like, that is the only Kayle build I play right now because I think it's just so good. Like, overall, I have a pretty good win rate with it as well. Okay, next, Kog'Maw I think is like the same as Ashe, maybe a little bit better than Ashe. Like, he is really good with it. The issue is like you just have no way to escape ganks. Like, you can't escape ganks. That is the problem. So even though the build is good, it's like you are just gonna die. But in terms of raw damage, like, it is crazy. It is really, really good. Kindred, I actually don't know. Some people were talking about Kindred with this build, but I actually don't know. I'm gonna have to put on a I'm gonna have to add a new tier. How do we add a new tier? Wait, let's put this S plus S A B C. Okay, there we go. Where was I? Bad tier goes to LeBlanc. That's what I wanted to put there. Her attack speed ratio is too low, and she wants to play for burst. Like, it just doesn't really work for her. Her attack speed ratio is too low, the same as Akshan, but she has no on-hits built into her kit. Like, she's not really a DPS champion. She's way more of a burst champion. It just doesn't work. Okay, next, Lulu. Now, Lulu, I think, is actually surprisingly good. Again, she has on-hit built into her kit. She's kind of the same as Janna. She has move speed built into her kit. She has shield built into her kit. She has self-peel with her ult. But I think she actually scales better than the Janna. Easier to play, more of a range bully. Just overall very similar to Janna, but actually a bit better. Lucian, I don't think is worth playing. I think it's worth even putting on the tier list. The prerequisite for playing this is that it can go Kraken Rageblade. If you can't go Kraken Rageblade as your first 2 items, then it's for sure not going to be good. I mean, Lucian we should put on, because to be honest, he has double hit, but it's not going to be good because he has, like, Lucian is way too CDR reliant. That's why it's not going to be good. Like, if a champion is that CDR reliant, then this build is not going to be good for it. It's part of the reason why LeBlanc is not as well. Milio, I think, is kind of has similar potential to Janna and Lulu, but I just don't think it would be as good. But I haven't tried it, so I can't say for sure. Nidalee could work with this because she's mobile and she has a attack speed steroid built in, and it's a really hard attack speed steroid as well. The only thing is she has no one-hit built into her kit, and her melee form doesn't really do anything. But I still think it's like not unplayable. It's like a pure split push build. Nico, I think, actually surprisingly good. Like, because of Nico W, like, she actually uses on hits quite well. She has no attack speed built into her kit though. Quinn. Okay, Quinn I thought would be so bad. She has no on hit built into her kit. Oh, I don't know if she's Kayle tier though. I think she's actually not. I think she's actually below. I'm having the most success with Quinn, but I think that's also just because I'm good with Quinn. She's just really nice because she gets so much attack speed for free with her W and so much move speed for free with her W that, like, she can stick to champions super well, and then also has really good peel. Like, if a meta champ gets on you, like, her E is probably one of the best abilities in the entire game at, like, creating distance between you. You know, like, Jax jumps on you, you just press E, and he has used his cooldown, he's done no damage to you, and you can just, like, hard retaliate. So because of her E and her move speed, she just, like, uses the build really well. But in terms of damage, like, she doesn't actually have, like, on hits in her kit. You think she's S? I don't think she's actually the same level as these two, just because she doesn't get as much damage from them, but she is still really good. I think S. Oh no, yeah, I think she's S and not S+. I think I have more success with her than Akshan, but I'm just way better at her than on Akshan. Dude, Renata could actually work, thinking about it. She's on hit. I don't know if Senna could work. Like, could Senna actually work with this? I think it would be the same as Ashe. Like, it would actually do a lot of damage, but like, you're just gonna get killed by everything. But like, in theory, it should work, no? Does anyone know if Senna, like, if you have Ginsu's and you auto summon a Senna, if it does the auto and instantly takes a soul? Like, that would be kind of nuts, no? If it did that. I still don't think it would be that good. I'm gonna put it in no idea tier, but yeah. In theory, it would work. Where was I? Skarner. Smolder doesn't work with this. Straight up doesn't work. He needs CDR. I was thinking about it on Azir, but the problem is Azir gets half damage from on hits. When all your damage is on hit, it's not good. Okay, this one is really surprising. Teemo, I legit think is like S+ tier with this build. Or maybe S. No, I think it's legit S+. Like, Teemo is probably one of the strongest early out of all of these champs. You have your Q, which just makes you win every duel. Because of your W, you are literally the fastest champ in the game, I think. You go E max, then Q max. I mean, E max, then W max, then Q max. And like, because his base damage on his E is just so unreal. He just has the best, like one of the best early out of any of them. He has on hit built into his kit. His move speed built into his kit. He doesn't really care about CDR. You never need to build any, like he is insane vision setup with his ult. Like because of this, the build is AD and base damage wise. You can use your ult purely for vision and slow. You don't need it for damage at all. Like, I thought Teemo would be kind of troll, and then I played it and I was like, wait, this is unbelievably strong. So I think Teemo's S+ tier. The Starnut unfortunately doesn't work. You need CDR. You way overcap on attack speed with your Q, and then you don't have enough CDR to like Q enough times. Twisted Fate is S+, I think. Oh, S or S+? I think S+. Yeah, I think S+. He gets, even though they've nerfed his attack speed a bunch of times, when you go with this build, because Phantom Dancer gives you so much attack speed, it puts you into like 2.5 attack speed again, or like just below, like maybe 2.45 or something like that, which is so nice for Twisted Fate. Like, he wants to be really at max. He has on hit built into his kit with his E. He is point and click CC. The only issue is you don't get rapid fire cannon with this build, but like, it's super insane. You miss Thresh. I don't think Thresh works with this. I mean, maybe I'll put him in no idea. He actually could. He has on hit built into his kit. Like, actually true, he has on hit built into his kit, but I just have no idea. I can't say for sure he's actively good or bad. Tryndamere would actually surprise. I know it's supposed to be range champs only, but I think Tryndamere was like the only, like, Tryndamere with this build actually somewhat works. I'm actually not going to include him because I did say range champs only, but Tryndamere did actually work with this. Only issue is, again, no CDR, but at least Tryndamere has a CDR refund mechanic, and you can still go find the CDR items later. Twitch, I think there's no point. Like, the other builds are just better. Urgot doesn't really work, I think, because yeah, I think Urgot doesn't really work. I mean, could it work on Urgot? I don't think there's any point in doing it on Urgot. Varus is also bad with it, unfortunately. You just hard overcap on attack speed and you're way too squishy. I recommend, if you want to play Varus top lane, going the Terminus build with Terminus into Zhonya's into Banshees. Like, Varus is very good top lane, but just not with this build. Vayne, okay, Vayne is S+ tier. Oh, actually, maybe Vayne is... Ooh, S or S+. Vayne is really tough. Like, she's definitely one of the best users of it. I think she's got to be S+. She's one of the best users of it. She has on-hit built into her kit. Only thing is she doesn't have any attack speed built into her kit, but she has insane mobility. She's pretty good in lane. It scales that you just melt everything. Like, you kill squishies, you kill tanks, you become really tanky yourself, you become ridiculously fast. Yeah, it's less of a spike. It feels weird because you definitely spike slower going Kraken first compared to when you played Vayne with Shiv and you would get first base with a Kerchase shard. It was so nice. If you go this build, you can't obviously get a Kerchase shard early, which sucks for Vayne, but it's kind of worth it. Like, after one item and you have points in Q, it's just like unreal. And then you just scale into just like, you're just a machine gun that kills everything. Dude, Warwick could honestly work with this. Xayah is 2 CDR online, unfortunately. Yuumi, I don't think so. Zeri, we tried, and unfortunately it's bad. Your Q has a max attack speed over like, I think it's 1.5 attack speed. And all the attack speed you get past that is converted into AD, which is not like useful for this build, because this build is not an AD stacking build. It's like an on-hit stacking build. When you have so much on-hit, getting AD is not actually that useful. So unfortunately, Zeri does not work, and she's too short-ranged anyway. And that's it, I think. Have I missed anything? Anyone have any outliers? I'm only doing ranged champions here. Can anyone spot anything that I've missed? Jhin, of course, doesn't work. Belveth is melee. I mean, there's a few ADCs I've ignored, but like, that's because they're all bad with it, or they can't really play top lane. Katarina, she's melee, but she actually could work with it probably. Like, unironically, Katarina could probably work with it. Orianna, there's no way Orianna works, dude. Then you have like no spells. You just use E for the resistances on yourself. Man, there's no way Orianna can work with this. Whatever, I'll put it in no idea, but I don't think it will be good. Gnar on the list. No, the issue with Gnar is that he turns into Mega. I can actually put him on the list as a bad because he just turns into Mega. Bard actually could work. Actually, you're right. Bard could work. Like, Bard might actually work. I'm gonna put him in no idea though. I really just don't know. Okay, we're done. Thank you, everyone, and let's go back to the next episode.